Today we are going to start our online class and I am your SSK teacher and you know my name Namita Gautam. Today we are going to start a new chapter and this chapter is from history. The name of chapter, The Revolt of 1857. In this picture, you are easily seeing what is the meaning of revolt. Revolt means withdraw. When we suppress someone very highly, we ill-treat any person, that time what happened? The revolt is happened. Like this, the Britisher, when they come our country, firstly they are coming for a trade, and after that, seeing our wealth of our India's wealth, what did there is a plan to their mind. They think to rule in our country, and for fulfilling this plan, what they are doing, they just used to dominate ill treatment to Indians. So, as a result, what happened? The first freedom fight is happened at Revolt 1857. This is the first revolt and for the independence. Now we discuss in this chapter the first we take important terms of this chapter. Alignment. What is alignment? Of a different nature of governance. This is a different nature. Means they are doing a different type of nature to rule, to govern our country. That is called alignment. Now, confiscate. Confiscate means to official take something away from somebody, especially as punishment. What they are doing? They take all the properties, they take all the kingdom from the Nawabs and all the Rajas, those who rule our country, they snatch all the things from them, मुझे सब कुछ छीन लिया, इसने policies बना के Britishers ने. Now there is flood. Flood means in a large number, means the collection of the large number is called flood. Now we are coming to our chapter. We have already discussed in earlier previous classes. We discussed about the role of Britisher in our country, how they rule our country, how they come our country, and what is the aim of Britishers to reach our country. Why they come to our country? They are coming for ruling us, to govern us, for using our resources. They come to our country and they govern it. They start governing us. We have already discussed East India Company's policies, and these are the policies of East India Company and their effects on different sections of society. The policies that East India was generally at that time, that policies affect all the section of the society in India. की हर society को affect करता, like Rajas, Nawabs, Queens, landlords, peasants, soldiers, tribals, and the common masses. Means they are not anybody in our country that are not touched by the Britishers' policies. Means they rule all over the country and they do the ill treatment of every person of our society. But all affected by those policy, and those policy they are affected every person's life. All of them rose in revolt against the British in 1857, and as that policies, those policies they are prepared, their result is that the people of India rose a revolt. They rose the revolt against the Britishers. And which year they rose the revolt? 1857 is the year they start the first revolt against the Britishers. The revolt of 1857 shook the British Empire to its foundation, and the revolt of 1857 shocked the Britishers. Their foundation was very much shocked. Their foundation जो नींव उन्होंने रखी थी हमारी कंट्री में, वो सब शॉक्ड हो गए, सब सब हिला था हमारे इंडिया में। Though it started as a military revolt, because जो ये revolt start हुआ था, it is as a military revolt start हुआ था. The causes were deeply rooted, and the causes of this revolt was deeply rooted. Means we are not start a revolt for 1 or 2 disappointment or 1 or 2 policies. We are just observing them. They ruled us and they changes their policies and they use the different policies to dominate the Indians. By seeing this, all the Indians together and they started the revolt against the British rule in India. It drew its strength from the grave discontent which was a direct consequences of oppressive alien rule in India, and this is when they start the revolt. That revolt is strengthened, means it gives the strength to the revolutionaries to revolt against the Britishers, because they are doing so many wrong rules, wrong alliance, and this is the grave of their rules and alliance. The 1857 revolt is a grave of that policies. Now we are coming to our first topic. We are discuss about the 1857 policy. What is the policy of 1850 revolt of 1857? But now we are coming to causes. What is the main cause of this revolt? Why this revolt is happening? What causes are there? So in it may be studied under the current high school college. There are some points are there. Discuss this in these points, and in these points we have to know why the revolt of 1857 occurred. First cause, social and religious causes. Social and religious causes is the first cause of the revolt. Social and religious factors were important in causing uneasiness among the people, because you all know our India is a religious country. We all are believe in we are faith in our religion, and we are doing the prayer. We are practicing different rituals in our society. So the religion is the first mean for uneasiness of the people for this revolt. Some of the new rules made by the British government hurt the religious sensibilities and beliefs of the Indians. What the British do? They make some rule and regulation, and that policies are hurt the beliefs of Indians. And they played an important role in already charged atmosphere. We are annoyed by the policies of the Britishers, but when they start changing our religious matters, that time the people of India was very much depressed, and what they are not taught this thing, and they start war against the Britishers. Laws that interfere with the religion and the custom of people. What the Britishers do? The Act of 1850 changed the Hindu law. Means they made the Act 1850, and in this Act they changed the law of Hindus of properties, and able to convert from Hinduism, because they are not able to convert that to inherit the wealth and property of his father. Means Hindu was not able to take their father's property. They changed their Act. The Hindu regard it as a incentive to give up one's religious faith. And what the Hindu thinks, that time they think कि ये तो हमारे sentiments के साथ बहुत गलत है, हमारे faith को गलत ठहराया जा रहा है. Now we are discussing second point. What is the second reason of the social and religious? Fears of religious conversation. There is a problem. The British policies create a sense. The policies that British are made that create a sense. लोगों को एक sense दिया उन्होंने, उनको fear दिया, डर गए उन्होंने. Both among the Hindus and Muslims, both are very much afraid by the policies of the Britishers. Their religion was in danger, and what they did? They have a assumed that their religion was in danger. People Muslim religion was in danger. They think that because British made that policies for assuming this thing. Activities of the Christians or Christian missionaries activities led the people to believe that they all would soon be converted to Christianity. और हिंदू मुस्लिम में क्या किया था कि जो क्रिश्चियन मिशनरीज है वो हमको कन्वर्ट कर देंगे, कन्वर्ट इनटू द क्रिश्चियनिटी, हमको क्रिश्चियनिटी में कन्वर्ट कर देंगे. This belief united people against the Britishers, and what happened by this fear? What happened? The people or the Hindu and Muslim both are united for this revolt. They all are united and they all are against the Britishers. Now, third reason is responses to the reforms done by the British. Then Britishers reformed some custom of our society, and that is also the reason of the revolt. The British believed that the Indian society had to be reformed. Indian society में कुछ सुधार होना चाहिए. Laws were passed to stop the practice of sati, and for that what they are doing? They make some law. They pass some law to stop this sati practice and they start the encourage of remarriages of the widows. We all know these are the good law, but if we are talking about the eye of Hindus, this is the big heart of their sentiments. So they are not tolerate this thing. They are not able to digest that the sati system and the sati system was stopped and they encouraged the remarriage of the widows. This kind of system when started, that law was not digested by the Hindus. उनको समझ नहीं आया ये सब. Although these reforms work for the benefits of the Indians, कि ये beneficial थे Indians के लिए, आज भी हमारे लिए beneficial. But many Indians began to feel, but बहुत सारे लोग feel that the Britishers were destroying their social custom, और वो सोचते थे कि हमारे social custom को destroy कर रहे हैं Britishers. Their tradition way of life, और जो उनके traditional way है वो भी destroy हो रहा है. That is the thinking of the Indians, and this thinking what happened? Or when they think that, what happened? The 1857 revolt was started because they think that the Britishers are interfered their traditional customs. Now, any dignities of that Indians, there was a lot of resentment against the ill treatment of the Indian by Britishers. There are so many incidents where we see the ill treatment of the Britishers against the Indians. The Englishman is India could insult, humiliate and even kill Indians at will. If they have a belief, the Britishers have the belief, so they are just insult the Indians. वो insult कर सकते हैं, humiliate कर सकते हैं और उनको even kill भी कर सकते हैं, मार भी सकते हैं, because उनकी belief है. Every native was supposed to salute Englishmen, and those who are native to Indians, those who are Indian and belongs to India, they all are supposed to salute the Englishmen. मतलब English जो लोग हैं उनको salute करना जरूरी है. Indians were not allowed to travel in the first class compartment in trains or train in first compartment, or they are not allowed to sit there. They are not issued the ticket of the first class to the Indians. They were denied to promotion in government jobs and opportunity to apply for the higher post. They are not giving any opportunity for Indians to the promotion and the opportunity of the good job. They are not given to the Indians because that is the British policy. They are not given any privilege to the Indians. Now, fifth point is apprehension about the English education. The Christian missionaries had established a number of schools in British India. In British India, the British rule our country, there at that time Christian missionaries started so many schools. The Indian feared that the British objective was not so much the promotion of education, literature and science as to encourage the people to become Christian. They think Indian people believe that they are opening the Christian missionaries to open the school. Their aim to convert our religion. They want to make us Christian. That's why I think this educational this school was not good for us. And that is the fifth point, that is the fifth reason of the social and religious cause. Now this social and religious cause was over. Now we are coming to the second cause. Second cause is economic cause. Yes, we all are when the British come to our country, the aim of what is the aim of that Britishers? Their aim to drain our wealth and to cover all the resources of the country to their country. They want to just enjoy our prosperity, that they want to enjoy our prosperity, and what their economic cause is the most important cause of the Britishers to come to our country. Economic cause is the cause. Economic exploitation of the country was a very important cause. It is a very important cause because of the popular discontent against the Britishers. And this is the main reason why the Indians against the Britishers. Economic cause is the most important cause, and this is the cause why the Indians against the Britishers. First, renew of the trade and handicraft. What the British do? They destroy all the handicrafts and all the art of our country. The British deliberately destroy the Indian art and craft. They are just deliberately destroy us all the art and craft works, heavy duties on the Indian silk and cotton textile renew their industries. And what they are doing? The second policy they charge heavy duties on the silk and cotton textile of India. So the industry of the silk and cotton was destroyed. On the other hand, British goods were imported into India at a nominal duty. And what they are doing? They import their goods from their country. They import the goods from their country in a nominal duty. बस नामात्र की ड्यूटी पे अपना goods को मंगवा देते, import कर देते. The craftsmen left the town. So the result of this, when the industry was destroyed and the craft was destroyed, so all the craftsmen, those who were living in a town, and went to the villages in search of livelihood, तो वो अपने जीने के लिए village में चले गए. As a result, famous manufacturing town of Dhaka, the famous manufacturing town that time, okay, Dhaka, Murshidabad and Surat was completely desert, means completely khali ho gaye the, because all are shifted in the village, all the craftsmen shifted in the village for their livelihood. The industry was over, their work was destroyed, so they are moved to villages for their livelihood. Now in furbishment of the cultivators, the permanent settlement of the Bengal made Jamidars. In Bengal they made the Jamidars the absolute owner of their state, and Jamidar was the owner of whole state. The peasants, the farmers, those who are doing the work, they have no right. Only the Jamidars have a right of the all states. They had the power to inject the cultivator for non-payment of dues. What they are doing? They just inject the cultivators. They give the punishment. They give the सजा देते थे अगर वो अपनी ड्यूज को क्लियर पेमेंट नहीं कर पाते थे. Bad monsoon was a disaster for the peasants, or bad monsoon because India monsoon was the main reason of the growing crop. So if the bad monsoon was there, so that is the disaster for the peasants. Peasants का disaster है, unable to pay the land revenue or disaster, and they are not able to pay the land revenue. वो अपनी land का tax ही नहीं कर पाते थे. They were compelled to borrow from the money lenders. So what they are doing when their agriculture crops were destroyed, that time they go to the money lender and borrow the money, but that money was not sufficient for them because they have to pay the land revenue also. So how they survive? So it is a pathetic condition of the farmers in the British time. They become poorer and poorer. India reduced to an agricultural colony of British. India was being governed by the British to fulfill their interest. We all know in our country, Britishers come to fulfill their interest. So what they do, they insist on the cultivation of the export crops such as jute, opium and indigo. So what they are doing, they insist that all the cultivators, all the farmers to grow only jute, opium and indigo because they export that crop and they can make the money from that crops. British company manage the export trade, and that time who is managing the export trade? British company. So they just force the farmers to grow only the export crops. The manufacturers in England required many raw materials, and those who are the manufacturing factories in the England, they also need the raw material. All the raw materials of our country was transferred export to Britishers in a very nominal pace. Made raw materials such as cotton, oilseed of their industries, because they are using oilseeds, cotton in their industries, that is provided by the Indian Britishers to England. They thus made the India agriculture colony of the British. So British ने क्या किया, इंडिया को एक कॉलोनी बना दिया. Now, fourth point, inhuman treatment meted out the indigo cultivators, and they don't think the Indians are human. They are not treated them as a human being. They just treated as a slave. The indigo trade was highly profitable to the European British traveler. और ये जो indigo trade was very much profitable, बहुत इनकम होती थी उससे ब्रिटिशर्स को. So, however, the condition under which the peasants had to work were far from being lenient. They are not treated, the condition provided that work by those who growing the indigo was very pathetic. They are not treated as a human being. This caused whispered dissentment or क्या हुआ was revolt. Now, drain of wealth, the main cause of the British. This revolt is drain of wealth because Britishers come to our country to take away our wealth. The drain of Indian wealth by the British is in various ways was also very much descended by the Indians. और ये Indians को tolerate नहीं हुआ क्योंकि वो हमारी सारी wealth ले गए. Now we are coming to next point. We are discuss about the social religious point. After that we are discuss the economical cause. Now we are coming to our third cause, that is the political cause. The discontent against the British rule in India arose due to many political factors. There are many political factors that arose the revolt against the British. First is erosion of the Nawab's power. This needs all the parts from the Nawabs. Power of the Nawabs and Rajas had been eroding constantly since the mid-18th century. In mid-18th century, they seized all the power of the Nawabs and the kings. The British residents had been stationed in the court of many rulers. What they are doing? They just start to live in the court of the kings and rulers. Freedom of the rulers had been found. Now the freedom of the rulers was abolished. खत्म हो गया. Their armed force was disbanded. And their revenues and territories taken away. And what the Britishers did, they take all the territories of the Nawabs and Rajas to their hands. Thus, they had lost their authority, and by this, all the Nawabs and the kings lost their authority, their income, their honor, that all was destroyed by the Britishers, because they snatched all the parts of the Nawabs and Rajas. Now, this courtesy to the Mughal Empire, the company had been planning to bring the Mughal Empire to an end. But the company thinks they want to end the Mughal Empire. So, the name of the Mughal king was removed from the coins and minted by the company. What the company do? They are minted the Mughals coins, the mark on the coins by the Mughals. They minted all the marks from the coins. Lord Dalhousie announced in 1849 that successor to the Mughal Emperor Bahadur Shah Zafar would have been abandoned the historical Radford and moved to the humbler residence at Kotu. What the announcement Dalhousie do? They announced that the successor of the Bahadur Shah Zafar moved from the Radford and lived in a Kutub, and Lord Dalhousie's successor Lord Canning, and the successor of the Lord Dalhousie, because that time the governor of the India is Lord Dalhousie. After Lord Dalhousie, his successor Lord Canning was the governor. He decided that 1856 the Bahadur Shah Zafar would be the last Mughal king. He was declared that the Bahadur Shah Zafar was the last Mughal king. After that, no Mughal kings was there. The successor of the descendant of the Bahadur Shah Zafar was not recognized as a king. He just recognized as a prince. Which means the son of the Bahadur Shah Zafar was only the prince. He was never become a king. Bahadur Shah Zafar was the last ruler of the Mughal. This bounded the sentiment of the Muslims, and by this act what happened? The Muslim sentiment was hurt. The treatment meted out the Nana Sahib. The treatment that is done by the Nana Sahib, Lord Dalhousie refused to give the pension to Nana Sahib. What the Lord Dalhousie announced? They refused to give the pension to Nana Sahib because he was the adopted son of the ex-Peshwa Bajirao II. Bajirao's second adopted son was Nana Sahib. And what the Dalhousie said, he refused to give the pension to the Nana Sahib because he was adopted. This was the widely recited by the Hindus or the Hindu was not cognizant. Doctrine of lands. Governor General Lord Dalhousie. Lord Dalhousie was the Governor General in 1848-56. In a country, we govern. Doctrine of lands created a suspicious and distrust for the British. We सबसे ज़्यादा suspicious or distrust at the British. This doctrine deprived the higher estimated rulers to adopt a higher without the consent of the company. If there are any kings have no son and they have no successor, so they don't adapt their child without the consent of the company. Firstly, he take the consent from the company. If the company give the permission, after that he can adopt the son. Many ruling families try to negotiate. Rulers say they negotiate with the company, but they are not listening them and they just refuse their proposal. Now there is one example there. Rani Lakshmi Bai requested the company to recognize her adopted son. Rani Lakshmi Bai was requested to the Britishers to recognize their adopted son, but because why he was giving this request, by the Rani Lakshmi requested to British because her husband was dead and the company did not consider her request. The company was not listening her request, they just not approved this request. Lord Dalhousie also used this doctrine of confiscate titles pension of the highest ruler. The one who ruler, those who are adopted, that rulers they don't give the pension that rulers who are higher. The prominent state of the following thing to this doctrine. The cases that suffer with this doctrine labs are Satara, Nagpur and Jhansi. The Indian princes started feeling that their state was lost, and after this doctrine lapse, all the Indian princes they have a doubt their mind if their state was not safe right now. Now, section of the how they explained her state, our Lord Dalhousie explained in the British Empire under the pretext of the administration. They told that the administration of the was not good. They are just not fulfill the needs of the people. Their administration was not good. The bad administration was there. This caused a great resentment among the Sepoys. So the Sepoys was very disappointed by losing this kind of thing. As there was a large number of Sepoys in army of our who now unemployed. They have their doubt in their mind. They have some problems that so what the army do? They just unemployed these supports who are against for this rule. Now military cost. This is the fourth number for that is the military cost. And this is the main cause of this revolt. This ignition, this cause give the ignition of this revolt. The Indian spies in the service of the company had many reasons for this country. उनके पास बहुत सारे reasons थे. They were dissatisfied with their way of pay, dissatisfied allowance and condition. The condition those given to the Indian employees was very pathetic, and the pay they get was very less. Thus, caused discontent and their long-standing evidence और लंबे लंबे हाथ तक खड़ा रखा जाता था. Provide the sufficient fuel of the outbreak of the revolt. और इसमें आग लगाने का काम किया इस revolt में. First point, low salary and poor prospects of promotion. All the high ranks in the army were reserved by only the British. All the high ranks in the army military was occupied by only Britishers. Britishers get the high rank in officers. Then native spoils they could not rise above the rank of Resildar and Subedar. और native जो इंडिया के spoils थे उनको Resildar या Subedar से ज़्यादा promotion मिला. The maximum pay of the Subedar of infantry was less than the minimum pay of the raw British. जो उनके प्रेशर्स को भी उतना पे नहीं मिलता था जितना Subedar हमारे इंडियन spoils को मिलता था. Result of the unemployed soldiers. The group of number of the unemployed soldiers are the cause of this revolt. The company had a number of native states. Companies native बहुत सारे native states उनको अपने अंडर ले लिया, empire में ले लिया. As a result of the soldiers, the service of these states, the state service करके become unemployed. वो unemployed हो गए. This mandate army workers willing to join any uprising against the authority of British authority, and these unemployed armies think they want to take part against revolt against the British authority. Now, third point is journal service enlistment act. In those days, crossing the sea was considered as anti-military. In India, there is a belief if we cross the sea, it is anti-war rather than blood. It was believed that such person would lost their religion and caste. और बहुत से लोग अपने religion और caste छोड़ देते इस कारण से. This is why when 1824 is came. In 1824 में the spoils were asked to go to Burma, but by the sea route to fight for the company से लड़ने के लिए जब उनको spoils को बोला गया by जाने के लिए using the sea route, they refused to follow the order को follow करने से refused करें. They were severely punished और उनको बुरी तरह से punishment मिली. The company passed the Journal Service Enlistment Act 8. So after that, what the company do? They pass a act 1856, जिसमें all the new recruitment चालू कर दी उन्होंने. Journal services जो उसमें हो everywhere across the sea, they can go and fight for the company. Now we are coming to fifth point. The fifth point is immediate cause. Immediate cause is the main cause of this revolt. And in this introduction of the Enfield rifle, what is the immediate cause of the revolt? Is introduction of the Enfield rifle. It was in such a highly charged atmosphere that the British introduced the Enfield rifle. उस समय जो charge थे, they are willing. They have a willing to revolt against the British. That time, this Enfield rifle give the ignition of this revolt. A cartridge had a greased paper cover, and in that Enfield rifle there is a cartridge used, and that cartridge was greased by the paper cover, whose end was to be beaten up before loading it into the rifles. And when they use the rifle, that time they bitten this cartridge from their mouth. The cartridge was reported to be greased with the fat of cows and pigs. Because the spoils have rumors that this cartridge paper that greased was the fat of cow and pig. And cow is the sacred for the Hindus. It is sacred for cow, and Muslims consider pig as unclean. The news about the grease cartridge spread like wildlife. It's a wildfire. और ये जो spread थी cartridge used to be moved as a kite की तरह काम किया and the revolt was started. These are the cause of 1857 revolt. Now we are discuss the failure or cause of the 1857 revolt in our next video. I hope you are understand all the causes, and I hope and pray to God to keep you healthy, wealthy and wise. Keep smiling and stay healthy. Goodbye. Thank you and have a